Okay, let's do a recap of yesterday's trading, my current positions, and a watch list, and the watch list for today. So as you can see, I moved around some positions, and I also sold a little bit of my long inventory. So I sold SHOP. I sold a tiny bit ESIO, I sold CMTA, I moved MYOK to this account, I also sold 50 shares. I moved CUTR to this account, also sold a few hundred shares, and I moved some LL to this account and sold a few hundred shares. And why I moved these positions is because I went long Chainag in this account, and it's a triple ETF. I'm not sure it's marginable. So I just didn't want any headaches with margin calls or anything. So I just wanted to be on the safe side and moved some of my exposure to this account. So let's see. Yeah, Chainag. Now I kind of wish I had done more size, but because the intraday setup was super tight. I got long some. Wow, what a big gap up. I bought some near the open on the 1 and 5 minute highs, and then I added here on the 30-minute highs and just went straight up. And I talked about this trade a few videos ago with a gold nearing a potential breakout level, and I did just what I thought. Now, thanks to this North Korea craziness, we're gapping up a lot. I mean, it's gapping up like $1.50 after hours in pre-market. So on the other hand, everything else is gapping down. The major indices are gapping down. They just, SPYs are holding above the rising 100. Russell is, the gap downs are not that big actually. Russell is down like 0.76%. So it's not super bad. So most of my longs are probably gonna gap down a bunch tomorrow, partially offset by the Chainag gap up. So it's not too bad. So NTNX, I was hoping it would finally break this range. So I bought it, actually got in it twice, got stopped out twice on small size, and it just couldn't get going. Tandem, I was actually up a bunch on it, but ended up taking a break even on it. Eros, I tried to short it, didn't go down. Juno tried to short it. It was like gap up to the sympathy gap up to the kite buyout. ADMS, I tried to short it, didn't do anything. So ALQA, they had an FDA approval that they haven't PR'd yet, so that was my thesis. I was gonna buy it and sell into the approval. I thought the risk reward was really good. I bought it. I actually started anticipating the breakout. I bought it on this consolidation, and then I added here. The volume was really good, so that was the other reason why I bought it. And I wish I had bought more. I only had 35,000 shares at one point. I could have easily done twice that amount. Considering how tight the stop was, I could have literally risked like 2 cents on it. Guess I was up like 1,500 on it, ended up breaking even on it. CRMD, another one. This thing has had some insider buying, and they canceled their offering. So that was my thesis. When I saw the volume coming in, I bought it. So those were the positions. So basically, overnight, the main changes were I sold some of my current longs and replaced that exposure with Chainag. Okay, let's look at the watch list. So DCIX, it's a very thin stock, low priced and thin, but it is down 75% in 4 sessions. And if this thing can gap down and sell off further, there may be a bounce in it. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing goes up like 30-50% intraday today, potentially. It's very thin, so you can't do a lot of size at all. But since the potential move may be kind of big, it may still be worth it. I mean, this is something you can risk maybe 5 cents to make, I don't know, 20, 30. I don't know. It's too thin. If it had traded, 3-5 million shares, it would be much more interesting. I don't know. I can't decide. It's too early. Probably nothing I'm gonna look at out of the gate. So this is probably gonna gap down. Maybe a good reversal in it intraday. But probably won't happen if the market can't bounce. If the market just keeps going down, same thing here. I'm looking for a gap down and reversal. Same here, same here. This one here's nothing here. And dry ships, I'm looking for a gap up, not a gap up, but a breakout over this little, or a breakdown, This thing is super tight, enormous range in this stock. It recently went up over 100, almost 200%, and now it's just going side. They have earnings tomorrow after the close, so it's probably not going to do anything before the earnings, but yeah, just keeping a watch since the range is so large. So some longs, Nugget. I was thinking about maybe playing the opening range highs or something like that intraday, but again, if the market manages to bounce, this thing is gonna fade. This one I'm looking to buy the dips, maybe low sevens, mid low sevens. This one I'm looking for dips also. So a lot of these things are not gonna trigger. No, and none of these are gonna trigger today, since everything is gonna gap down, and even if the market manages to close strong, I'm pretty sure none of these will trigger. So I also have some former pumps, stocks that have been pumped when the North Korea has launched missiles before. This thing never got going. This thing had a little bit of a move here on a few weeks back. Oh yeah, UVXY. I was thinking about buying it after hours yesterday, because I was kind of sure it would probably gap up, but since I'm already in China again, I just didn't want to go crazy overnight with these triple ETFs. Just in hindsight, it would have been the right thing to do, but yeah, again, I don't think this is marginable either, so I couldn't have done it anyways. Today, this is going to be one of my main watches, both on the long and the short side, actually. I'm not going to trade any crazy size, maybe a couple of thousand shares, and because this thing can make big moves either way, so don't need to get crazy on it. Another North Korea missile pump. This is the main one. This thing had a big run back in April on North Korea nuclear threat. This thing, doubled or tripled or something in a few days. So we'll see. I mean, these things can get some volume if the usual suspects start pumping these things. Another one. So these are some I'm watching. Not really excited about any of these right now. But they could be something like ALQA and CRMD, like they pop first on some volume, goes sideways, and the volume doesn't dry up. The volume keeps coming in and then breaks out the intraday. That would be something I would be interested in, but I wouldn't randomly buy any of those. Okay, some shorts. This is gapping down. Well, all of these are gonna gap down, so probably won't play any of these. Guess actually went back to highs. So I shorted this one yesterday. I shorted some here, had it here, and down here I was up 1500. I covered a tiny bit, and then it grinded me back, and I ended up taking a break even on it. It was up, it was day 3, and I thought it was gonna fade more, maybe even go red, but it didn't. Today would have been a great setup if the market had gapped up, but now it's gapping down, and this thing is probably open below 16. Same here, it's gonna open weak, and a lot of these setups are ruined. So let's go through the game plan on my current position. So actually I added some yesterday on the dip here. I went from like 13,000 shares to 17,000, so about 4,000. I bought another 4,000 or so. I want to see how this area acts. I probably size down if it loses this low 3 teens. I probably size down by a third or half, and this is gonna be my definite stop in case it won't go. In case it won't bounce. So again, I sold tiny bit of shares yesterday and moved up my stop. This one I have in another account, and this one I sold in my main account, so I still have tiny in another account. Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's kind of hard to tell now if this is gonna be the start of something bigger or if it just bounce and close strong. It's very hard to know. But I would definitely play defense over offense. Because I don't want to give back major profits. Something like this, it's up 4 days in a row. I'll probably sell a bunch right out of the gate. It's very vulnerable to a pullback back to 11 or something. Yeah, that's it. That's my game plan.